Thank you for tuning in. For those who will, may God bless you and your family. May today bring you more blessings than things that are stressing you. My name is Shark Out of Water, Christian YouTube content creator. Well, I guess you can say just a content creator because I'm not just on YouTube. But if you mess with this type of content, if you like my type of content, you leave a like, subscribe, stay around for a minute. Look at some of my other videos and the topics I've covered. Trying to get to 400 subs by, I don't know, summer, I guess. I don't know. I'm not putting a date on it. I'm just following the Lord. I'm not really too pressed about it. I'm not going to lie to you. So I just believe it's going to happen. But that brings me to my point. Secret competitors. Secret competitors. Now, I'm gonna choose my words carefully because I don't want to, I guess, identify people, but at the same time, who cares? Who cares? But hey, you have to be mindful of who you are around. They say competition is healthy. Like if you compete with people, you were raised in sports, you're competitive. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with showing up and doing what you got to do and doing it the best way you know how. And if you so happen to be better than others, then so be it. But at the same time, there are people out here who do more than just compete. They do more than just try to win the race. They try to sabotage. They try to leave traps. They try to attack when no one is looking. The list goes on. And you know who you're dealing with just by the fruit. You judge the people by the fruit that they bear. Now, I made a video a long time ago that says co-workers are not your friends. That's still true. But at the same time, you could still be cordial and talk to your coworkers. But at the end of the day, you have to understand, y'all have the same boss. Y'all work at the same place. If it's their neck or yours, best believe they're going to choose yours. So always take that with a grain of salt, I've unfortunately had to be in work environments where I was personally sabotaged. Sabotaged how, you ask? I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just say when I was working at a factory, right? There was a group of people who instantly wanted me to join them, like talk to them and, be a part of their circle. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, it's okay. I'm going to be cool with my coworkers and yada, yada, yada. So they start telling me about the place, right? About, certain rules, certain expectations. And I'm like, oh, these guys are really caring. These guys really have my best interests, Whole time, they was telling me things to get me fired. And that ended up happening. I'll explain. So there's certain company policies and certain things that they were lying about, like literally break times, things we could do on break. Certain things we could do while on the job, they lied about, you know what I'm saying? And I was younger. I should have asked the foreman or the boss or whatever, like, hey, are we supposed to do these things? Are we supposed to do that? But I wasn't trying to be a narc or, somebody that's just, trying to throw anybody under the bus. But that's when I realized that, they have to manipulate you in order to pull one over you. Like, it's a lot of snakes out here. It's a lot of people that will gladly bite your hand if that means that they can, get a little extra on their paycheck or look better in the sight of the boss. Like, you got people that kiss butt all day, man. Not only in that, Let's look at the dating world, or just, you know, simple male and female attraction. I've been around guys who, you know, they get around women and they try to be cool or be tough or be a certain way when they're not like that by themselves. They're in competition. They try to uh, emasculate other men or try to seem like they are something they're not, quite frankly. This too has happened to me. Um, I pride myself on being a genuine person. Like, I show up as myself, I leave as myself. Whoever doesn't like it, oh well, you know, maybe we're just not meant to really mesh together, and that's okay. That doesn't mean we're enemies. That doesn't mean that you know, I hate you and you hate me. It's just we have different personalities, different likes and dislikes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think women do the same thing with other women, like getting around men. But that's more, I feel like that's more of a man thing, to be honest. Uh, yeah, it's a lot of secret competitors out here, man. And being a musician and building myself up, my talent, you know, my skills and stuff like that, I can see that in this world there will be a lot of competition. There will be a lot of people that may not like the way I play because I practice, you know, what I know, you know. I know I'm humble enough to know there are people better than me, but I'm also confident enough to know that I'm better than, you know, beginners and, you know, most intermediate players. So, like I said, competition is healthy. Like, you know, uh, professional sports and things of that nature. That's why they are a thing, because us as human beings, we're drive towards competition sometimes. You know, who has the bigger house, who has the bigger car, this and that, you know. And people would try to compare lives. But like the Bible says, comparison is a thief of joy. Comparing yourself to anybody steals your joy. I don't care who you are. And envying another person because of their possessions or what they can do or whatever they have just says a lot about your character. That means you're not happy with what you have. You're not happy with anything that the Lord is giving you. But you got to understand there's people that's gonna try to throw a wrench in your play, and that's okay. That's okay. But at the end of the day, the Lord got you. You don't have to lessen yourself or try to feel like you got to fit in with anybody. Just be yourself. If someone is trying to compete with you, that means they obviously see something in you that they want to be, you know? Like, you got people in the comments saying little hateful stuff, saying I need to go cut my beard, and one said the N-word. See? Stuff like that doesn't bother me, because whoever is writing it is probably just a child or somebody with a childish mind. But anyway, even with this YouTube stuff, even with content creation, I don't have to compete with anybody. I don't have to do this in my video to compete with anybody. I love doing this because this is something I feel like God called me to do. So I'm not giving up. I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I'm not comparing my success to anybody or anything like that. I'm gonna keep going, and so should you. So this brings me to my end point. If you find yourself having secret competitors around you, just first of all, be aware of what they're doing, their tactics, whether they're trying to outperform you or they're trying to push your buttons to make you react. So you seem like the villain and they seem like the hero. Like, that happens a lot. People don't talk about that. Just observe people and see how they move. You know, people can say what they want, but their actions speak louder than words. So just remember that. So at the end of the day, we have to be a, hold on real quick. Hold on. I'm reporting you, buddy. Don't call me an N-word on YouTube. You're a cornball. But anyway, like I was saying before I was interrupted, you have to do what you got to do. Compete with yourself. Compete with your old self. That's the only person you should be in competition with. Not your brother, not your homeboy, not your homegirl, not the person down the street, not anybody but yourself. A past version of yourself. Try to do better than what you did yesterday. So that's all I have to say. I pray whoever understands what I'm saying that you can learn from this and incorporate that in your life. Competition is healthy, but you got to know the signs of unhealthiness in competition and keep it moving, you know. Know when somebody is trying to be your friend and somebody who's just trying to compete with you, try to fill you out. It's just like boxing. They're going to try to see how you fight, what kind of punches you throw, how much stamina do you have, what do you have in your toolkit as far as a fighter, you know. That's the best way I can compare that. But with that being said, thank you again. God bless you, and pray y'all have a great day. This is Shark Out of Water. I'll talk to you later. Peace out, man.